going on, Jerome's jumping Josh Metellus, the pride of Michigan. Hail to the victor. He's proven that he has been an asset on the Vikings defense. He's a team leader. His versatility is everything, man. And just out there being one of the best safety / linebackers / D-backs / cornerbacks in the league. 103 tackles, second on the team behind Blake Cashman outside. How about that? 19 pressures, first among safeties. 87 PFF tackle grade, fourth among safeties. 2 picks, 5 passes broken up. And as you can see, he lined up all over the place last year. So Metellus is extremely valuable to the Vikings, but contract-wise, got to get something done, right? So Metellus is heading into his prime, just 27, and he's playing out his 2-year, $8 million extension that the Vikings signed him to before he became a full-time starter. Basically, it's what they did with Theo Jackson this offseason. But Metellus obviously has outperformed his deal. And, there has been some talk, like maybe it's been close. Drew Rosenhaus is in the building, sealing up AVG's deal. Maybe they would get something done this offseason. Metellus is pretty mum on the subject at OTAs, saying that it is what it is, and he's going to let his agent handle everything, and that's a company line. That's exactly what you're supposed to say. And we do think that maybe that there's something in place, framework of a deal, announced at the start of training camp, and everything is good to go. But, of course, there's a little bit of drama. We have to do the dance at this point. And a long story longer, Alec Lewis at The Athletic did up a 46 thoughts on the Vikings defensive players. And for Metellus, raised an eyebrow. Josh Metellus. Metellus observed Cameron Bynum's contract situation last year. Remember, Beasley and the Vikings had some soft negotiations. Nothing got done. Beasley bet on himself in the contract year. Went out and got paid by the Colts. Bynum bet on himself, reached the open market, and got paid. Metellus could mirror that approach, but it comes with no guarantees. All right, so like we said, he and Beasley, extremely tight, coordinating all the turnover sellies. It's great, and Bynum did leave, and he got paid last year. But I think what might be complicating things is that Metellus is so valuable, specifically in a Flores defense, where his versatility may not be appreciated or realized around the league in a different scheme. You have a safety who can play linebacker, who can play slot corner, who can do all those things. Maybe that's not as valued around the NFL as it would be here. But also, that means that the Vikings are only bidding against themselves. So that could depress his contract value, which, the business is the business. Or, Flores hasn't signed an extension himself, so he leaves himself out. So if he wants to take a different defensive coordinator job, maybe Metellus follows. Or obviously, if Flores gets a head coaching job, Metellus could follow. He could be the first signing there for huge money because Metellus is very valuable to Flores, right? But that's beside the point. What I would think is that the Vikings probably would offer $14-15 million per year. Maybe they offer a mirror image of the Cameron Bynum contract to Metellus because at a certain point, the Vikings probably could sign one of them, especially with Harrison Smith still coming back for one more season. That could be the situation. The Vikings have the cap. They can afford it. Of course, Josh Metellus is extremely important to this defense. So this could all be for naught. This could all just be posturing on both sides. A little bit of play in the game. But I personally would love to see Metellus stay here with the Vikings. I think that his performance is unrivaled, and I think that he's a very unique player to what Flores wants to do. And Flores might be here for a couple years. Who really knows? But getting Metellus under contract at a fair rate, something the Vikings can afford, keep this defense intact, it'd be great. It'd be fantastic, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Could Josh Metellus let it ride, bet on himself in 2025, and hit free agency in 2026? Let us know. Comment section. You guys are the best. To do. Skol. Production value.